Fantastic. So delighted now to move a bit further away from Scotland, back into this part of the world, into the Asia-Pacific region. And we're delighted to have with us today the Honourable Minister Mohammed Abdul Mannan, who is the Minister of Finance from the Ministry of Planning in Bangladesh. Now, of course, Bangladesh, as the Minister referenced earlier today, has two of the most famous social enterprises in the world, in BRAC and Grameen. So we're delighted to have the Minister here with us today.
Thank you, Tristan. Okay, let me begin by thanking British Council, UNESCAP, and of course the people of this beautiful city of Christchurch for the hospitality, and some chill, of course, today, but we are happy nevertheless. Thank you. I'll be very brief. I have to stay within 10 minutes. There are two very important questions. Number one, why social enterprise? This I address first. Why social enterprise? Because it is there. It is another way. We in Bangladesh, as you know very well, most of you know it, that we have lost so much time. We are still very poor. We need food, clothing, roads, power, everything. And we don't have much time left. We are in a very desperate situation. So we are trying everything, every possible way. So when the wise people of British Council and UNESCAP and others say that here's another way of trying to move our society forward, why not try it? That's my initial response. Now that having heard them these last 2 days from various participants, I feel that we have been doing it more or less without knowing that we are doing it. Social enterprises are enterprises by our people. It's been there over the years in every part of our society. Charities, semi-charities. Some people do it just out of their sense of obligation. So in that way, to give it a formal sort of a shape, bring it within policies. So this discussion and these ideas from these meetings are very necessary for us. In terms of why, as I said, it's another approach, and it's more important, it covers the entire population. It can be anywhere. It can be in the rural areas where development is still lower. It can be in the cities. It can be among the youth. It can be within the senior citizens. So any group of people anywhere can start up something, and if they have a bright idea and want to do something about it, they can try it. And so it is another way of looking at it. It brings a lot of young people. It provides employment. It strengthens the market, strengthens social participation in every aspect of the government. So this is another point why it is. Another can be it can be very innovative. Some of our people in the country, like some women, they have some bright idea about some handicrafts or some rural technology which they can sort of reshape and bring up and use it for larger projects. So innovation is very important in this idea of the social enterprise. It is domestic, purely domestic. It's homegrown, as they say. So in that light also, we feel, we in the government, our political party, our government, our Prime Minister, myself, others, we feel that this is something we can try, and there's no harm in trying. And until now, we have seen that, as you might have heard, in Bangladesh, we have had some of the biggest NGOs in the world, very large NGOs. Number one, you might have heard about Grameen Bank, which has been doing microcredit with Dr. Yunus, our Nobel laureate, in the lead. And BRAC, the biggest NGO in the world, which has been a lot of innovative work. So in that light, we feel that social enterprise can be an approach, can be useful. It's no harm trying it. And I can assure you that our government is committed in seeing that we try this, among other things, of course. We don't close the other windows. Private sector entrepreneurs, big industries, big corporations, they continue. But there are niches in the market itself, in the society, where this sort of entrepreneurs can operate. So that's my answer to the first part of the question. Second, what are we going to do in the government to support this kind of activities? As I said, that since we agree with the benefits of social enterprise, our first job is to say that. And our Prime Minister, ourselves, through our political system, to the government, we've been telling our people that, look, apart from large government initiatives, apart from overseas assistance from development partners and others, very large projects, there are small projects which you can implement in the country. So first thing is for us to raise awareness, tell the people that here is another way, so that we get their support. They encourage us and they participate also. They can participate by being part of the work itself. They can do some funding also. They can share and they can come up with the ideas. Then of course there are other things in it also. Say we have to, since we accept it, we have to now find enabling regulations for it, because this is 21st century. We just can't talk and give it to them. And we are a responsible government, so we have to frame rules and regulations for this kind of activities. There are some rules and regulations since the British days, but they're outdated now. So keeping in tune with the modern times, we are framing new laws, new regulations, so that these kind of activities, social enterprise, innovation, novel ideas, this can be practiced freely without any fear or favor. And we can also see that they get support from the government by way of, we can provide them some land, which is lying vacant, the government-owned land. We can provide them a priority sort of power. We can give them infrastructure support. Most importantly, what we can do is we can give them tax breaks. Now, in a country like ours, where revenue is always short, we are short of money, as you know. So giving tax break is very important. We lose money, so we have to be very sure that they get it. At least there's some benefit to the society. And if they can convince us that through their activities, they can employ more people, they can add to the output, then we are prepared to give them tax holidays, we are prepared to give them tax breaks also. Even in our case, we provide them some, say, power, cost of power can be reduced for them. We do it for them sometimes, if they can convince us that this is necessary. And then, of course, we can give them preferential support in other ways also. The point here is that once we decide that this is good, once our government is convinced and we are convinced that this is good and this can be practiced, the point is to go out and see that they can safely and freely do it. And that's very important, because in our countries, in our sort of countries, there are many regulations and rules from the old days which are still in the books, are not necessary at all, but they are there. Since they are there, the bureaucrats use it to sort of hamper the progressive development of these projects to be implemented. So in our country now at this moment, we have framed new rules and regulations for non-government activities. We have framed new rules and regulations for social enterprise activities. We have opened up all avenues, all nooks and corners of our economy where they can operate, where they can come and practice their new ideas. So these are the two basic questions which Tristan wanted me to answer. First was, why is this kind of enterprise? And second is, what are you going to do it? So in short, we think they are necessary, they are good, and we are prepared to make sacrifices by shifting resources from the public to this sector. Only condition is that we should know that at the end of the day, there will be net value addition to our whole economy. Thank you, Tristan.
Thank you, Minister. So I think a number of points there that resonated with me. First of all, the idea of social enterprise rooted in culture. Again, that was echoing Minister Naro's point. This is something that is actually maybe new in its modern or its more recent incarnation, but actually something that's very rooted in Bangladeshi culture and society. And then three areas of impact. First of all, two audiences, young people and women. And in fact, I'll plug for our research. This is our social enterprise survey of Bangladesh, and it's worth a read. And what we found in our survey is that social enterprises employ disproportionately larger numbers of women and young people than mainstream business. So we know that it's empowering women and young people in Bangladesh. And finally, of course, the innovation that you get through supporting social enterprise. Okay, so thank you very much for that.